really definite Richard Aston. Language so so I have like leaving with nothing. Go enjoy